Hi, my name's Joseph Geraghty, and I'd like to talk to you about multiplicity of choice. When I was driving this morning, I thought this kind of statement popped into my mind, multiplicity of choice. And it's very interesting. At one level, with our infinite mind, we seem to have an infinite variety of choices, sometimes too many. I have great passion, for example, for teenagers who are trying to make sense of the world. The multiplicity of choices that they have is enormous, very confusing. And of course, the technology with iPhones, iPads, YouTube, and on it goes. The range of choice is absolutely startling, absolutely startling. So this idea of a multiplicity of choice can actually be very confusing. I remember taking a little lad once into Toys R Us, and it was a huge store, and he was he was like a wild thing possessed. It was confusing for him, absolutely confusing for him. Just the array of choice was staggering. He knew he was going to get a Christmas present, but where to go, what to do, can he have this, can he have that? Poor little chap. We did come to peace, but I really understand that. So I think the idea of multiplicity of choice is worth investigating. And if I can take something from an ancient philosophy, and that is, they suggest that we need to know the truth of who we are. We need to whittle it down to who am I and what am I? Am I this body, which is clearly has a limited capacity to do certain things? Or what about the mind? It seems to be fairly easily understood that the mind has an infinite variety of choices it could make. But the one that it tends to miss is the one which is most important. Who am I? So I'd like to perhaps investigate that and say, well, who am I? I have a body, yes, but the body is a finite thing. It's clearly not the whole story. I have emotions. Emotions fly up and down with great ease, with great ease. You could be blissful one minute and a raging temper the next. I know. So the emotions are not stable at all. They're very erratic in the way that we view life. And the second thing, of course, is we have thoughts. And again, wow, there's a whammy. We have millions of thoughts. They come and go with great rapidity. But again, these two things, the idea of thoughts having an independent nature that can rob me of my identity, does not stand close scrutiny. The idea that my emotions too, which fly up and down, are a wild thing with an independence all of their own, seemingly sometimes, but that's not the truth. So what we need to do is to understand who and what we are. Well, I don't think it's too difficult. There's a guy on YouTube I would recommend that you take a look at. His name is Rupert Spira. He's a non-duality man. Terrific guy. And he does put it into very simple language of how we should understand. He said the direct path is we don't have to sit on a cushion for 30 years to learn who we are. We can start that process right now. Are you aware? If you're watching this video and listening to my voice, who is aware? Well, you quickly say, I'm aware. And it's the I am aware, which is very distinctive in this question of choice. We're always aware, but sometimes we drift off thinking that the emotions have the capacity to take us away from our real nature, the real nature of mind. Likewise with thoughts. We think other people are disturbing us. I had a young lady say to me the other day, she said, well, he's talking behind my back, and we both laughed about it when we thought about it and explored it, So that's clearly an identification with the body. It's talking behind my back. Consciousness is inclusive, all inclusive. And so we just need to get to know that. So I would encourage you to make a choice from the myriad of choices that you can make, and that is make a decision to get to know yourself. Mindfulness is a great route. It doesn't have to be with us. There's plenty of experts out there. There's a plethora of them. Are you with me? But I would suggest that you take a look at mindfulness and see if it can't lead you to a quicker route that makes one single choice of knowing who you are. Have a great day.